this week on a brand new episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast. Also, man, I want to say this about Antonio Brown. I saw a number that concerned me, bro. Antonio Brown is getting his targets. He's getting his targets. I think he might, and I wish I had it right here in front of me. I think he might be the most targeted receiver in the league.
He is.
We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never in my lifetime. I guess they wasn't in their right mind. Underdog. Ain't have a lot of shit back.
Yes, sir. What's going on, folks? Welcome to a brand new exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast. We are the realest sport podcast in all the land.
True.
Bro, I don't know if you hear me, man. I mean, in all the land. Okay, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. And we are back to wrap up the previous week. Matter of fact, maybe even the previous 2 weeks of sports in Jamaica.
It's going to be a long show, Spade. Get them ready.
It's going to be a long show.
Get them ready.
Hey, listen, make sure y'all got a comfortable seat cushion. You know what I'm saying? If you got flat asses, don't sit on your hard chair. Go, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a part of that group. Get you a good cushiony chair. We're about to wrap up the previous couple of weeks of sports in dramatic fashion with no BS, no sugarcoating, no biases, only the strong arm truth. If this happens to be the first time you've ever watched our show on YouTube, or if you're listening on any of our various podcast channels, first of all, where the hell you been? Where you been at? But secondly, man, I'm one half of the show. I go by the name of K-Spade, the prospect.
And I'm your boy, Paris 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports Spade.
Yes, sir.
Bruh, we got a show for these guys.
Let's be great.
Let's
be
get
great,
it.
bro.
Spade, I'm jumping right into it. Spade, matter of fact, I'm jumping right into it with a strong arm topic. Because we ain't been here.
Lord.
Yep, we ain't been here. Spade, if these guys didn't know, we're going to start in the NBA. But if you guys didn't know, Russell Westbrook ended up having knee surgery, and it is some reports that he may miss the start of the NBA season, Spade. I wanted to get your thoughts on that right quick before we get into the show. Real quick.
Yeah, hey, look, you caught me with this because I didn't think we was going to talk this. But I was
that's
caught
how we
off
coming
guard
back. That's how we coming back.
I was caught off guard by the timing of it because, you know, the report said that he got his knee scoped. And you got to understand that that wording means, hey, this ain't no major knee surgery. We just, you know, probably cleaning off some stuff, you know, checking stuff out. He got his knee scoped. Getting your knee scoped ain't really, you know, that's not a shocker. The timing in which it happened caught everybody off guard. If you're going to get your knee scoped, you get that mess done right after the regular season ends or right after your season ends. If you go into the postseason, you get it done right after that, so that you'll have time to heal up and recover, be back for the regular season. I'm a speculate here, bro. I don't have any proof of this. I don't have any sources telling me this. In order for Russell to wait as long as he did to get his knee scoped, I kind of feel like it was a situation where he probably went and got a couple of opinions. Probably went to the team about it. They probably looked at it and said everything looks cool. You probably got a second opinion. Somebody probably said it don't look cool. And then when that happens, you usually get that tiebreaker opinion. You go talk to a third doctor or whatever, and ultimately I think somewhere in there Westbrook made the decision, you know what, I got to make sure I'm looking out for me first. And then he made the decision to get his knee scoped. I guarantee, and I don't know this for a fact, bro, but I guarantee, looking at the timing of it, I bet you he talked to a few different doctors, a few different medical staffs or whatever. The timing of it is what makes the situation weird.
I just want to say, y'all know how I feel about Westbrook. Y'all know how I feel about Westbrook. Westbrook is my guy. I be caping for Westbrook a lot.
That's what you say.
That's my guy. But I
That's
just
what
want to say, you know, I hope this ain't no situation when Westbrook have these lingering knee injuries. We done seen, especially, Spade, we know the way Westbrook play. 100 miles an hour all the damn time. So if he has to have his knee scoped to get ready for the season, or to miss you rather Westbrook miss the beginning of the season for a longer push at the end than him have to miss the season in the middle, or potentially miss games at the end where those games are going to matter a little bit more, especially with you know, trying to make it with a playoff push at, you know, at the end of the season. So you rather have him miss a couple of games in the beginning of the season. Hey, do whatever you got to do to still be Westbrook. I agree with you, Spade. I think it was one of those situations where he went and got a few opinions, because when I read this, Spade, I was like, why wouldn't he just get it done after they were out of the playoffs, or a couple of weeks after the playoffs? But hopefully he's all good. You know, I've seen a lot of people comparing him to like Derrick Rose, saying, you know, Derrick Rose was this explosive type of guy like Westbrook, and he kept having these little knee situations. And I hope that's not the case with Westbrook. I'm a Westbrook fan. I'm rooting for that guy. But
yes,
Spade.
Yes, sir.
We jumping right into it. We coming right back.
Well, let's do the damn
The
thing,
first
man,
topic
Charlie.
of the show is Elton Brand being named 76ers GM. Now, we know, Spade, I think we both agree that Elton Brand, longtime savvy vet in the league, was getting it done, got it done with the Bulls, was getting it done with the
Clippers.
With the Clippers, had solid seasons with both of those franchises. And now he's taking his step into the front office role. He was named 76ers GM. Wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I don't like it, bruh.
What?
Hold on. It ain't. I feel like he deserves a chance at the gig. That's not what I'm tripping about. But they gave him like, I don't know, like they ain't give him full GM duties. Like Elton Brand named Sixers GM. However, he'll have the title of general manager, but he won't have the power to make final decisions. Instead, he got to collaborate with this team of front office people that include the head coach of the team. And I don't think any other GM in the league is having to do that. And for that reason, I kind of don't like it. I mean, I get it, man. Like, you on one end, you can't push for black people to get these opportunities, not just black people, people of color. You can't push for them to get these opportunities and then complain when they get them. But I guess this is how he got to get into it. I just don't like it. Like, he the GM, but he don't have all the power of the GM. But I guarantee you this. If some shit go wrong, he can take all the blame that a GM take, but he ain't got all the power. I don't like that. He don't get the final say, because I don't know. To me, like, how is he the GM then? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work? What I look like talking to the coach before I make a move if I'm the GM? Like, that just don't feel right to me, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't have a problem with that, Spade. Whatever you got to do to get your foot in the door, you got to put up with this crap, you know, to get your foot in the door.
I get it.
Spade, maybe
I don't like it though.
They said when he interviewed, he wowed him. And they was like, you know what? Elton Brand is a knowledgeable guy. He knows the game. He seems to know the players. The players like him. And I mean, Spade, I don't have a problem. I'm interested to see, you know, what type of GM Elton Brand be. Because it might not be with the Sixers. Maybe this is just his stepping stone. Maybe he want to. Maybe it might be. I mean, the Sixers, they pretty much one of the top teams in the East. I think we can both. Now LeBron is going. Who is it? It's the Celtics. It's Toronto. And it's Philly, right? Maybe Washington. You want to throw Washington in there if you want. But
yeah, probably Miami. Let me sprinkle in some Miami.
I mean, since we throw Miami in there, don't forget about some Chicago.
Stop
don't forget about the Bulls. But I don't have a problem with them naming Elton Brand GM. I'm interested to see the type of moves he's gonna make, and I don't have a problem with him.
Wait.
Let me finish. I don't have a problem with him having to, you know, run decisions by a team of people. Sometimes it takes a village, bro. It takes a village. Yeah,
it ain't taking none with none of these other GMs, but whatever.
I mean, he knew to the position, bro. I'm happy for him.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for him. Of course, I'm happy for him. It just feels weird to me. Just feels weird to me. It'd be like if your job came and told you, you know what, LaParis, we want you to be the president of our company.
Don't get me started on my job.
We want you to be the president of our company, but then we want you to go down there and holler at the old boy down there before you do any damn thing.
Is the check right? What the money looking like? The money right? I put up with a lot. I told you, it's easy to put up with a lot of bull crap when you're making a lot of money.
Hey, you absolutely right. Shout out my boy T-Pain. T-Pain said, money don't buy you happiness. I go and cry in a Ferrari. I'm with T-Pain. Let's move forward, bro. Elton Brand, congratulations on that kind of GM-ish. On your GM-ish position.
Hey, Elton Brand, don't let Spade rain on your parade, bro.
Elton, I'm happy for you. I just don't know what to call your position. It's GM-ish.
He a GM, bro. He a general manager.
Let's move forward, bro. This one right here. I couldn't wait. I said, yo, the pod gonna be lit when we talk about this. Let's go out to Minnesota for this. Let me back up, LaParis.
Please back up. Please.
Let me back up, because there's a lot to talk about here. Check this out. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they were a struggling franchise. You can say what you want to say. They had some pieces. They had some players that was fun to watch. It never really equated to wins on the court, right? into this guy named Tom Thibodeau. They hired this guy as head coach, and they gave him a daunting task to get this band of misfits to the postseason. And Tom Thibodeau said, "I'll tell you what I'll do. I get some of this dead weight up out of here. I'll take this rookie that think he gonna be the next Porzingis, and I'm gonna ship all them out, and I'm gonna get Jimmy Butler in here. That's a guy that I know, I got history with. I've coached that guy. I believe he can help us get to the postseason." And good news, they got to the postseason. Now, they got them damn broom bristles from the Houston Rockets, but they got to the postseason. And you would think that this is another example of money don't buy happiness. You would think everybody would be happy. Hey, we got a new coach, we got a new player, we finally made it to the postseason. But no, it didn't work that way. Nobody seemed to be happy. Wiggins didn't seem to be happy. He came out and said that he didn't like his role with the team. He wanted the ball more, he wanted a bigger role. Cat didn't seem to be happy. Jimmy Butler didn't seem to be happy. And Thibodeau can't get enough damn Chicago Bulls members to come. Like, he can't get enough. He can't get enough. This thing finally came to a head recently with their star wing player, Jimmy Butler, saying he want to be traded. And the Paris, I did a little bit of research.
Go ahead.
There is people that believe that that is the hold up in Cat re-signing. Cat said, I'm not going to re-up if Jimmy Butler is here. So, like, it was definitely not working. Jimmy Butler says he wants to be traded, and this is where I'm going to come to you. Like, oh, wait. Shit, I'm all over the place. Let's just stop right here for now. Jimmy Butler want to be traded, LaParis. What do you think about that?
Spade. First of all, let me ask you a question. If Jimmy Butler being there was holding up Cat re-signing, then you gotta get rid of Jimmy, right?
Got to get rid of Jimmy, because at this point you're looking at Cat age.
Yeah, exactly. So Jimmy Butler wants to be traded, and Spade, I said this to you off camera. I said the Wolves really need to get this situation, together before they even go into training camp. So that means upcoming weeks coming up, they need to get Jimmy out of there. Like, he wants to be traded. The players, regardless how I feel about Wiggins, regardless how I feel about him, Wiggins is still going to be there. They want Cat there long term. You got to get Jimmy out of there. Now, you got to get him out of there. Now, Jimmy Butler, he had a list of teams. One was the Clippers, one was the Knicks, and the other one was Brooklyn. And people was wondering, like, why those teams? Why not the Lakers, or why not? Jimmy is allegedly, the experts are saying that Jimmy picked those three teams because those three teams are teams that can offer him the max. And
go get some other help.
Yeah, and get help. So, Spade, if you look at Jimmy, I say trade him. Trade him. What are you waiting on? Trade him. Get him out of there. Wiggins don't like him. Cat don't like him. You got to re-sign Big Cat. Regardless how people feel about Big Cat, it was also some rumors out there that Jimmy called Cat some names. It was also a rumor. I don't know how true it is. This is all rumorville, y'all. We are not TMZ. I was just reading that Jimmy ended up Now, we are not TMZ, but Jimmy ended up smashing Cat Girl. That's what they saying. That's what they saying. They got a lot to do.
I found that as well.
It got a lot to do with some of those shenanigans off the court. Now, we know how Jimmy Butler is on the court. Jimmy is all heart all the time, and he's saying he have said to these guys' face, Cat and Wiggins, that both of these guys are soft. They rather do off the court stuff like play Fortnite instead of getting it in the gym. They don't like Jimmy. Jimmy don't want to be there. Trade Jimmy. It's simple as that.
Easy, right?
As simple as that. And maybe you can get some picks or players to help you even be better. So I think they gotta move him, Spade. They gotta move him. And they gotta move him before camp start, bruh. You don't want to go into camp with Jimmy and then it's like the Le'Veon Bell situation. You got teammates, they asking teammates questions and they saying, oh, what about Jimmy? What's going on with you and Jimmy? You don't want that. Get him out of there. So then when they do trade Jimmy, when the media asks what happened with Jimmy, they can be like, we're going to talk about players that's here. And that's point blank, period.
Yeah, it sounds good. But it's a whole nother level, and I want you to let everybody know what's next. What's the hold up in this whole thing, bro?
The crazy thing is, Spade, Tibbs, Spade, I say it every time we talk about the Wolves. I like Tibbs, but Tibbs ain't the guy, Spade. I'm sorry.
He's not the guy.
He ain't the guy. Tibbs said he wants Butler there. Butler is not up for trade. The owner said, hold up. Hold up. We're taking calls for Jimmy right now. Call me. Like, I don't know what Tibbs talking about. Spade. Tibbs wants Butler. The owner don't want. The owner wants to trade him. What is going on in the front office in Minnesota?
The owner says, we are taking calls for Jimmy Butler. If you can't get through to anybody else, call me. He went Mike Jones.
Word.
He told him 8004. Hit Mike Jones up
name
on the
Glenn
low.
Teller. The owner name is Glenn Teller.
Glenn said, call me. I'm about to get his ass out of here. Glenn definitely realizes just the fact that Jimmy Butler's 29 years old. I know the league has changed. We got guys playing into their late 30s, early 40s. I get it. But if Jimmy can play to his late 30s, early 40s, you're still looking at Wiggins and Cat, who these guys are basically babies, bro. They basically, they ain't even hit their ceiling yet. I don't think either one of those guys has hit their ceiling yet. And I mean, and this is a no-brainer. Tibbs must know something. He must have some strong negotiating power or some bargaining power, because how you just be like, man, I don't give a damn what the owner say. Nah, Jimmy my dude, and Jimmy not on the block. I don't give a shit what nobody say. Jimmy not on the block.
I get it, and I get
Tibbs
it.
got it.
Tibbs got to get it. You're right. Tibbs got to get it. Tibbs got to understand this love affair with Bulls players. Spade, I think the Knicks either bought Noah out. I think Tibbs either bought Noah out, or they trying to trade Noah, or they're going to release Noah. Something with Noah in the Knicks. I said, wouldn't it be something if Noah ends up in Minnesota? Tibbs got to break out of this love affair with his former Bulls player. I know when you was
don't
with
like the Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves, yeah, come on, hey Spade, I get it, Tibbs. When you was with Chicago, these dudes gave you their blood, sweat, and tears, and their heart and soul. But come on, man, you gotta fall out of love with these former Bulls players, bringing them to your team. Like, you gotta fall out of love with them, man. Fall out of love, because I mean, for him to say we're not going to trade Jimmy not available for trade is just idiotic. It's idiotic. You gotta keep.
That's not very nice though, bro.
Spade, you gotta keep Cat, and if that's what's holding up Cat resigning long term in Minnesota, then you gotta bust a move, and you gotta bust a move now. What are you waiting on? The longer you wait, the longer you wait. The deal gonna keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. They're gonna be like, hey man, Jimmy don't want to be there anyway, so we can just sign him in the offseason. So they better off moving him now than waiting to by the All-Star break or by the trade deadline. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Tibbs, I'm this close, babe. I'm this close to saying Tibbs gotta go. I'm this close to saying he gotta go. He gotta go. I'm talking about firing Tibbs, and I like him. But I've been hard on Minnesota. I keep, for whatever reason, and maybe I'm wrong, I keep thinking Minnesota should be better than what they are. I think they should have a better record. They should not be fighting. And I get it, it's the West, but they are fighting. Those games they won last year, Spade, were ugly to get in the playoffs. Ugly. They made it, but
they were. LaParis, I don't know if you remember this. Last year, early in the season, well, not last year. I do that a lot, but early in this past NBA season, you and I had a conversation on this podcast about the T-Wolves, because we expected those guys to look a whole lot better than they was looking. And I said, when I look at that team, I said the same thing about OKC. I see some guys who don't really know how to play together, and it's a lot of deferring. And it looked to me like Jimmy Butler, who did miss a few games, at some point, Jimmy said, you know what? I tried to play nice, and playing nice ain't working. Man. I'm finna go get buckets. Word. And he did, and it made the team better. Now, I question whether or not it's going to be a point where Wiggins and Cat is going to get a little bit older, look back on the situation and say, you know what? I think dude was trying to push us to greatness. I found something right here when you was talking. I felt like it would be pretty cool to share. It says, Cat was extremely upset in the tunnel, slams the wall heading into the locker room. Somebody within the Wolves yells, Cat, come on, quit being a effing pussy. Yeah. And somebody replied to that and said, that was Jimmy Butler. Wow. That was Jimmy who yelled that. So you got a situation where, like you said, man, Jimmy don't feel like these guys are approaching this. I don't want to put words in Jimmy's mouth. Jimmy didn't say this verbatim, but I feel like Jimmy don't feel like these young guys are approaching this situation with the type of professionalism you want them to. Like, yeah, they naturally talented, they're gifted, but they could be better if they spend
Especially-
a little bit more time in the gym or spend a little bit more time at practice. But they are younger and other things tickle their fancy. And maybe Jimmy trying to push these guys to greatness. And we all know, man, I don't care who you are. You can't want it for somebody more than they want it for themselves. You can't push somebody that don't want to be pushed. You can't. And this
you
is
gotta
what
remember
happens.
where
It's the
Jimmy
fallout.
came from. Jimmy scratched and clawed his way into the league. Like he was buried on the Bulls bench, played in summer league. Like he scratched and clawed to become the player.
did.
And he see these guys that have all this immense talent, and
That's true.
I guess
That's a
he figured
good
they
point.
ain't working as hard as me, and I came from the bottom. Like literally, like I had to go through summer league and scratch and claw to get playing time, and these guys is handed the time and the talent, and they ain't working as hard as me. But it's Spade. Please talk about your boy Wiggins. That's your boy, because I've been
All right,
hard
so
on Wiggins.
Let's go ahead and take it another step further. After the initial, I'm telling you, man, this whole thing, it feel like a soap opera.
For real.
After the initial news soundbite came out that Jimmy Butler wants to be traded, he's basically demanding a trade from Minnesota. Andrew Wiggins' brother
Yeah.
hit social media and said, what did he say? Thank God? Thank
Hallelujah.
goodness?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That's what he said. Hallelujah. And that was kind of met with, I don't want to say it was people knew what was up. Like you could say whatever, people not stupid, man. People knew what was up.
Word.
So that led ex-NBA tough guy Steven Jackson to kind of weigh in on things. He commented back to Nick Wiggins on Instagram, reminding Wiggins of his championship. Oh, hold up. I'm too far ahead. Hold up. Give me a minute. Jackson suggested that Nick Wiggins shouldn't have sent that tweet since Butler plays with a lot of heart and Wiggins plays with no heart, with Jackson ending by saying keep that same energy. Andrew Wiggins then went on his Instagram story and presumed a response to Jackson saying, "Old dude stay hating like he was anything special. I keep that same energy wherever I go." Nick Wiggins addressed Jackson's Instagram comments more directly by suggesting that Jackson didn't have many highlights and he was just a catch and three shooter. Jackson commented back to Nick Wiggins, reminding Wiggins of his championship and that his retirement is going great. "I'm on TV more than your brother," Steven Jackson said.
Damn.
Then Jackson put out another video for Andrew Wiggins saying, "Keep that same energy." He said, "What you need to focus on is trying to find you some more heart." He said, "You're a talented dude. You know, I hope things, I actually wish success on you." He said, "But keep that same energy. I catch you in traffic. I'm one of them guys, I run up on you." So, hey, man, if there's anything I know, Stacks is that guy. Like, Stacks, it's a whole lot of fake tough guys in this world we live in. I don't believe Steven Jackson is one of those dudes. You know what I'm saying? I've just seen enough from Stacks that if he say he bout it, I believe he bout it. That's not me saying Andrew Wiggins is a bitch. That ain't me saying Nick Wiggins is a bitch. I'm just saying choose your battles wisely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably
lost the power, bro.
I probably wouldn't even reply. Like, let Steven Jackson say whatever the hell he want to say. If you really feel like he wasn't nobody and he ain't got that many highlights and he was just a catch and shoot
why
player,
do he even deserve?
why is he worthy of your reply? Why is he worthy of it?
Exactly.
So that's how I feel about it, LaPaz. When
Spade.
Stack say I see you in traffic, what that mean, bro? For
That
the people
mean-
that don't know.
Let me tell you something about Steven Jackson. You spoke on it about fake tough guys. Now I remember a couple of shows back, I said, yo, dude, are we really believing that Draymond Green is this guy? And somebody in that comment section, I don't remember who it was, but they said, oh, he from Saginaw? Is it called Saginaw, Michigan? Somebody want to correct me. I think it's
You asking the wrong one.
I think it's
don't know
Sag.
about
They
this
like
one.
he from Sag or somewhere they said. And I was like, I'm not buying it. And then later found out that Draymond Green tried to apologize to Tristan Thompson
Allegedly.
at a party, and Tristan Thompson wasn't trying to hear it, and allegedly smacked up Draymond. Allegedly. But Steven Jackson is not one of those guys. When we talk about guys that's like Spade, they threw a cup at Ron Artest, and Steven Jackson was one of the first people to run up in that stairs, swinging on any and everybody moving at an NBA game, like during an NBA game. And I know somebody wants to say, "Oh, that's stupid. That don't mean he's tough." But Steven Jackson impressed a few people. And I just don't believe that Steven Jackson is one of those guys that's about That's about talking. I'm not saying Andrew Wiggins is. I'm just saying I don't think Andrew Wiggins know what he's getting himself into. And my problem, another they always got a problem with, old dude. Like, bro, you better wish you get old. You better wish you get to that man age and be, hey, regardless of how you feel about Steven Jackson, Spade, or how people feel about Steven Jackson, one thing we can say about him is the dude played hard on the court. Now, I know he had a lot of issues, like, you know, with attitude. He's been suspended from the league, of course, from the Malice in the Palace. But he's respected as an NBA player. He helped. Ain't like he was just a tag along. He helped the Spurs win that championship. They showed clips of Steven Jackson. The Spurs was down, I think, 6, and Steven Jackson actually banged like 4 threes in a row and gave him the lead and got like a steal and a rebound. So he actually helped that Spurs team win that championship.
And he played on both ends of the court.
And he played on both ends of the court.
You can't say he was just a catch and shoot player. Like, so he used to strap up on the defense.
This is the problem with these younger players too. They do not respect the people that's come before them. And if you felt like Steven Jackson was just trash, then like you said, Spade, why is he worthy of your reply? Why even reply? Why?
Yep.
Why? Spade, you know how I feel about Wiggins. I agree with everything Jackson said about Wiggins. I agree.
You think he lack heart?
Yeah, man. I expected Wiggins to, and I said this on this show numerous times, and people always give me a hard time. I expected Wiggins to be way better than what he is. Now, people, you know, that's another reason I want Jimmy out of there. Let's see what they're going to be without Jimmy. Because, Spade, you told me, maybe Wiggins would be a little bit better if he got some of Jimmy's shots. Well, let's find out. Let's find out.
Man, he did average. He had his best season to date the season before they got Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
I mean, you can argue that the team was better with Butler. I won't deny that. But if you're a young, selfish player, you thinking, hey, I was at 21 a game before this guy came over here. And we made the postseason, but all we did was get our ass kicked 4 games in a row. I'd rather score 21 points a game and then started my vacation 4 games earlier. I'm just saying, just playing devil's advocate.
I get it. It's some guy. Wiggins is one of those guys. He had 21, and you'd be like, when? Like, it was just like you don't remember it. And I think Steven Jackson. I think it was either Steven Jackson or I read it from a analyst. It just said that Wiggins cared more about his personal stats than he do about the team's success. And they also said that the same thing about Karl Anthony Towns. And if that's the case, Spade, that's a formula for losing.
That's a problem.
That's a formula for losing. And that is why the Wolves are where they at.
I agree. And I'm going to say one more thing before we move forward. I was talking with somebody. They were saying that part of the reason why it was a rift behind scenes that people didn't know about in L.A. with the Clippers was because Chris Paul was the type of player that would assign responsibility and assign ownership. You know, he would make you own up to whatever your mistakes. He would be hard on you.
Yeah.
And that wasn't always welcomed in that locker room. And even after he got to Houston, he definitely had an impact there. You saw the Rockets play really well. They had the best record in the league. And you could argue that they probably would have or could have beat Golden State if Chris Paul could stay healthy. But also, we got a chance to see, and you know that Chris Paul and Harden, they like this. But we saw more than one instance of those two guys kind of having a spat because CP3 is that guy that he gonna make you carry your responsibility.
Regardless who you are. Don't matter.
I think it pushed both of those teams to be better, bruh. Both of those teams. And maybe this is what those two young guys need. But again, if they don't feel like they need it, you can't really force it.
Spade, Joe Budden said, if people ain't trying to be led, then why lead them? I'm telling you.
That's true.
You take away Jimmy from that team, Spade, ask yourself, who's the leader? Who's the leader? You can't. Teague? Teague? Is Teague the leader?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know either. You take away Jimmy from that team, I don't know who the leader is. I don't know. But I'm interested. We have, I guess, it's like 2 Minnesota fans that support our show. If you're a Minnesota, I'm about to say Viking. If you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, definitely leave your thoughts. Definitely leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Tweet us, let us know what the Spade. I feel like we ask this like every 3 months. What the hell is going on in Minnesota? Like, what is going on in Minnesota? And that's
it's
bad
thing. Out there, bro. Another thing, I keep saying I'm gonna be quiet. I promise I'm gonna let it go after this. You can't expect Wiggins and Butler and Towns to come together when leadership don't follow one voice. It's got to be one voice on the team. When you got the coach saying this guy ain't on the trade block, and you got the owner saying this guy is on the trade block, if you can't get anywhere with him, call me. Of course, you're not gonna get these players to follow one voice when these two guys who that whole damn thing is a mess. Let's move forward, bro.
All right, Spade. We're gonna jump into the NFL, bro. Before we get into the topic, Spade. I mean, we seen players lighting up the scoreboard, people coming back from injury. We seen guys lighting up the sideline, spazzing out. But I gotta ask you, Spade, before we get into the first topic, we taking it to Pittsburgh. But I gotta ask you, before we get into the topic, should Mike Tomlin be on a hot seat?
Ooh, yeah, I think so.
Really?
I hate to say it, I think so. I think so.
Spade, you know I like Mike Tomlin, and
I love Mike Tomlin.
I don't want Mike Tomlin on the hot seat, but I think it's time for Mike Tomlin to be on the hot seat as well. And that don't necessarily mean get fired.
I don't.
But the seat should be getting a little warm.
And bruh, before the league misconstrue what we saying, we ain't saying we want this guy to never coach again, because you gotta be careful. You know, y'all give brother one shot, he be donezo. I'm just saying maybe one of your other teams. You know what I'm saying? You got quite a few others. That's all. That's all.
I mean, like I said, hot seat don't necessarily mean fire, but he needs to get a hold of his team. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, bruh, the Steelers, we know they tied the Browns in game 1. They should have lost. They should have lost that game. They played.
I think they had a 14-point lead in that game, didn't they, LePage?
Yeah. And
terrible.
And the Browns came storming back, and they ended up tying that game. And then Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, they played those guys, and Pat Mahomes just put on a whole show. If you ain't never seen a show in football, go look at that tape, because Pat Mahomes put on a whole show, a whole offensive show out there. And hey, that caused AB to go to the sideline. AB kind of spazzed out on the offensive coordinator. AB said it wasn't what it was. He said it wasn't me begging for the ball. It wasn't me talking about get me my targets. AB said it wasn't about that. It was about me just trying to put fire under the team, light a fire, because we suck. We losing and we suck. AB said that's what it was about. So I guess it was a video guy that used to work with, or an equipment guy that used to work with the Steelers. He ended up tweeting like, AB wouldn't be AB. He lucky he played with Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger made AB. AB said, trade me and let's find out. After that tweet, I think he sent that tweet on a Sunday maybe, or a Monday. That next day, AB did not show up at practice. So it got people saying, oh, AB sends this tweet, Antonio Brown sends this tweet, and then you don't show up at practice. Spade. Yeah. What the hell is going on in Pittsburgh? Is it much to do about nothing, or is it something?
I don't think it is much to do about nothing. I think it's much to do about something, because you take all of these little small tidbits that's coming out of a franchise like the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's a storied franchise that just typically don't have this type of stuff.
Yeah.
They don't have the outbursts. They don't have this crazy behavior. And most importantly, they don't have the split locker room that it seems like they have now. This whole thing started with Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell didn't want to report. It was cool for a minute. His teammates had his back. Everybody was saying, we think he'll be back. We think he'll be back. At some point, it turned to some of the players saying they felt like he was being selfish. We want him out here. AB came out and said, I got his back. Whenever he comes back, we'll be ready for him. That showed the first divide, and then it just started to show itself even more. This whole thing right here, it goes back. And look, man, I think Tomlin's a great coach. That's debatable. Some people are going to probably hit the comment section and disagree. That's fine. I love the dude. I think he's a player's coach, and I think he's a great player's coach. However, I think he's losing some of his guys. He's got a quote that I'm going to use about this same situation. He said, as an athlete, when you start replying to things on social media, it's a lose-lose. Like, you really can't win that. And that goes back to this. Like, it really wasn't nothing Antonio Brown could have said in that situation that would not have made him look like the loser. If you come out and say, trade me and we'll see, you look like the loser. If you say, hell no, I made Big Ben, you look like a bad teammate. If you say, yeah, well, maybe he did make me, that don't look good. It really ain't no way you can reply. You just shouldn't reply. And I know we're all human. I reply to some things in social media on my YouTube channel every day that I probably shouldn't reply to because I'm human and that human side wins sometimes. We be robotic for 85% of the time, but that 15% of the time that we're human and we launch back with some stupidity, that should have never go away. Right. Also, man, I want to say this about Antonio Brown. I saw a number that concerned me, bro. Antonio Brown is getting his targets. He's getting his targets. I think he might, and I wish I had it right here in front of me. I think he might be the most targeted receiver in the league.
He is.
And it's just not. And he's talking about, yeah, well, we suck right now, and maybe it's you. And as a leader, and I'm not saying he is the numero uno, but if you think he's not one of the leaders for this team, you're lying to yourself. As a leader on this team, even when you don't believe it, bro, you know what leaders have to say? I got to figure out a way to do better.
Word.
I got to do more. This is on me.
Word.
You have to say it even if it's not true, even if you don't think it's true, even if you're not sure if it's true, even if you 100% know it's not true. And I can take it all the way down to the small-ass level of video game. You can ask any of the guys that's ever played with me in a team function. After a loss, the first thing I do is blame myself. I don't care how many points I had, I go, man, it was a few plays I wish I had back. I wish I could have did this. Or I should have found you. You was open on that one play. I should have hit you. I missed that 1-3 in the third quarter because that's what leaders do. And I don't really like the way Antonio Brown is handling this. He has drew some criticism from a Steeler great and Hines Ward, who said he don't like the way he handled it. And lastly, bruh, another thing I hate about it is it got people like you and I sitting here saying maybe, just maybe, Mike Tomlin has lost the voice of the locker room. He's lost his team, and all this shit goes back to AB. I don't like it, bro.
A lot of people were saying that Mike Tomlin may have lost the team last year.
Yeah.
Remember when they was debating whether to come out for the anthem or not, and some people came out, the coaches came out, some folks stayed in the tunnel, and then
put them all in the tunnel. Somebody come halfway out the tunnel and put his hand over his heart. Yeah.
So I mean, Mike Tomlin, and I get it. AB, you don't ever want to see, like, I agree with you 100%, Spade. You, regardless whether he want to be or not, you are being paid like a leader. Like, you are a leader. That is who, you are one of the players that the Steelers look forward to be a leader. So, yeah, you got to be like, yo, it's on me. It's on me. And like you said, sometimes emotions get the best of you, and that tweet probably rubbed in the wrong way because that guy was in that locker room. And sometimes you just gotta don't hit sin, like Herm say. Don't hit sin. Write it out and be mad. Write it. Bang the keys. Bang, bang, bang. Push them keys hard.
In all caps.
Yeah, write in all caps. And just don't hit sin. Backspace it. Or act like you did sin it and save it to your drafts. But Spade, I don't like it either, man. Especially after that tweet, you can't miss practice, man. Now, Antonio Brown said
it was personal reasons.
He said it was personal reasons, and he said allegedly. He said he talked to the team and they knew. Mike Tomlin actually said that he didn't, he wasn't at practice and they didn't know why. So somebody lying. I wonder who lying. It's just an ugly situation. Losing do not help. This Le'Veon Bell situation does not help. And like Spade, this ain't about Connor, because Connor has been doing the best he can. But this situation with Le'Veon Bell, I think this got a lot to do with it too. And it's nothing against Connor. I felt like it was some shots being took at Le'Veon Bell after Connor had that good first game against the Browns. I felt like it was some shots being took at Le'Veon Bell. It's just a lot of trolling. And the Steelers, I seen people saying, oh, the Steelers the Steelers going through this because they don't have Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell play defense because that defense is terrible. That defense is bad. And another reason why I feel Mike Tomlin should be on hot seat. He was a DB coach, if I'm not mistaken. He's the defense guy. You got to get that defense under control, bruh. You got to get it under control. It's no Spade. It's just, losing do not help. Spade, I got to ask you.
It don't.
Do you think AB blowing up on the sideline, was that about just being, losing, trying to fire up the team, or was that about him getting targeted? Because he's been the most targeted wide receiver in the league. I don't know if you know that or not.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think when you're losing and you're a star player, you feel like you can help the team more. So in the heat of the moment, no, you don't know you lead all receivers in targets. You don't know that. In that moment, we're losing. I'm sick of losing. Give me the ball. And people say it in basketball. You can't really do it in football. It's 11 people on the field. Can't come into the huddle and say, give me the ball. But essentially, I think that's AB saying, give me the ball. We're losing. Give me the ball. And I think Big Ben was trying. I mean, Big Ben was slinging the shit out that pigskin in that second game.
Against Kansas City, they lost 42-37, Spade. I mean, they were scoring. They couldn't get stops. That's defensively. Mike Tomlin, you got to get a hold of this team. You got to get a hold of this team. Spade, I love Mike Tomlin. You got to get control of this team, bro. I'm telling you, you got to get control of this team. Well, we can move on.
And whatever discipline.
Go ahead.
I never heard what it was, but Mike Tomlin said he, quote unquote, disciplined AB for missing practice.
Oh, well, AB playing Monday. It's already been said. He's playing Monday.
I was going to say. But then you turn around and say, well, he's too good of a player for us to go out there without him. That's never the message.
I think they play the Bucs Monday night. Now, we know the Bucs been
surging. They surging. And you know what? I will say this, too. Let me defend Mike Tomlin right quick.
Go ahead.
He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because as much as we sitting here saying, you got to get control of your team, if he sit AB for that entire game, I guarantee you, more than half of the Steelers fans are going to be like, fire Mike Tomlin. How could he sit Antonio Brown at a time like this? So when you got it like that, man, it's tough. It is tough.
Hey,
move forward.
Whoever a Steelers fan, what's going on in Pittsburgh? Please.
You think it's Steelers fans still?
I think it's still Steelers fans. I see them on Twitter tweeting a lot. They out there.
All right, well, bro, let's move forward. Let's go to your favorite division in pro football. I'm not even going to name it because it ain't worth naming. But I got some good news for the rest of the division. Well, maybe not. I got some good news for Philadelphia. I got some bad news for you and fellow Cowboy fans. Carsen Wentz is back. Comeback has been completed. He's ready. He said he's ready for his next challenge. Okay. It's crazy because that Eagles defense look like all they need is they need the red rifle back. I can't even call this man the red rifle because I feel like that's a put down. Carsen is back, bro. Carsen is back. And I just look, that's the only thing I really want to say about this thing right here. Carsen is back. I know you upset about it. I know you're a little bit afraid.
What are you talking about, bruh?
You're not a little bit afraid?
Absolutely not. Spade, to
Wentz
be the best, you want to beat the best. They the champs. I mean, we know. I mean, the best really was Foles. Foles won them the championship, but Carsen Wentz is back nonetheless. And I mean, I'm interested to see how his recovery went. So we're gonna get our first, not the Cowboys. I'm saying us as fans will get our first look at Carsen Wentz this week, and I'm interested to see how they play. Now, mind you, Spade, Philadelphia has a ton of other injuries. Jeffrey hasn't touched the field. Alshon Jeffrey hasn't touched the field yet. Ajayi look like he's going to be out. Darren Sproles is out. I think, I can't think, I was about to say Trey Thomas. He's the old left tackle back when they had McNabb. Jason Peters, he look like he's going to be out. He's injured. They got a lot of injuries on that offensive side of the ball, and a lot of people are saying, why bring Wentz back with all these injuries? Bring Wentz back when the offense is full strength. Spade, how do you feel about that? Do you agree with that?
I mean, I like it, but I think Carsen is anxious to get back out there. He's been out for what, 9 months, 10 months?
Yeah, man. And I mean,
I think he's anxious to get back out there.
And I mean, you gotta just. I don't think you should wait either. If he can play, if he's clear, he's your guy. You gotta play him. Foles haven't been lights out. I definitely feel like Philly is better with Wentz. But I mean, it's definitely a good thing to have a guy like Foles as your backup. But I mean, they got a ton of injuries. Spade. Ajayi's not playing. Sproles out. Peters out. Alshon Jeffrey still out. Well, I don't think he's going to play. They say questionable, but I don't think he'll play. But I think Wentz would be okay. I think he's going to be okay. But I'm being afraid now to be the best. You want to beat the best, and I think that's Carsen Wentz. Put Wentz in. They playing the Colts, Spade. They playing the Colts.
Yeah, that's a dub. That's a dub.
Damn, you think it's a dub? They got Luck back.
Bro, that's a dub.
Okay.
Stop it.
Okay, I think the Colts gonna put up a fight, but I think
they're gonna need some love.
Hey, I think the Colts going. I hope the Colts win the game, but I think Philly will win the game. But I hope the Colts win.
You think Philly will win the game?
No, I think Philly will win the game, but I want the Colts to win.
You know they gonna win the game.
I don't know nothing, bro. What do you mean?
Yes, you do.
I don't know anything.
You know that.
Why do I know that?
Know that.
Andrew Luck been playing pretty okay, bro.
You think Carsen Wentz came back to be pretty okay? Hell no.
Okay. Yeah,
he about to.
Y'all heard Spade put Carsen Wentz in your lineups. Y'all heard him.
That's right.
So when you go out there and throw 3 picks, you can flame Spade.
Fantasy owners, put Carsen Wentz in your lineup. Okay. He about to do work against the trash.
Okay, I mean, hey, Spade, we can move on, bro. And I want to take it. I want to take it to one of the funniest things in the whole NFL this year. You guys didn't know, Jon Gruden traded Khalil Mack. Like, just say that. That's funny. That's funny. Jon Gruden traded Khalil Mack. He didn't want to pay Khalil Mack $90 million, but Jon Gruden made $100 million. This shit is crazy. $100 million guaranteed, so they can fire Jon Gruden tomorrow, and Jon Gruden still getting all his chips. That's funny. But if you guys didn't know, the Raiders have been struggling. Spade. They've been struggling. They felt like they had the game won last week against the Broncos. The Broncos ended up kicking a field goal, and I think the Broncos won, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody's going to correct me on the score. I think they won 19-17. Broncos ended up edged out. They edged out the Raiders. They did play better than they did from week 1. But Spade, that wasn't what's funny. The media has been on Jon Gruden since the trade of Khalil Mack, and they've been asking Jon Gruden, what's up? You guys have not been putting any pressure on the quarterback. You guys only got 2 sacks during the season. What's up? Jon Gruden went so far to say, it's hard to find a good pass rusher in this league. And then he went so far to say, you know, college football has changed. Just the spread offense. I mean, we're gonna have to draft and you want to draft accordingly, but because college football changed, they run the spread and they spread you out and they throw a lot of bubble screens and quick passes. You can't really tell who's the pass rusher in college because of the offenses they run. Jon Gruden said it's hard to find a good pass rusher, but he just traded one of the best in the league. Spade, get Jon Gruden, bruh. Get him.
I don't understand why everybody's so upset with Jon Gruden.
Get him, Spade.
Bro, I'm going to tell you what I feel like he mean. He said this is what he thinking. This is his way of saying I made a mistake. Everybody apologized differently. He's saying, look, we had Khalil Mack. You know, we couldn't make the deal work. We let Khalil walk. And we thought we'd just be able to find us another pass rusher. But I was wrong. It's hard to find good ones. I was wrong. That's what he said.
He got to be trolling.
He was wrong.
He got to be trolling.
He's not trolling, bro. He thought he was going to be able to find another Khalil Mack.
How? What? Like
he been removed from the league. He been removed from the game. He just been in the room looking at quarterback film for about a decade.
Jesus
he don't
Christ.
know.
I swear to God, I hope you wrong, Spade. If he thought Khalil Mack just grow on trees.
I tell you what, LaParis. I tell you what, Jon Gruden, if you watching our podcast or listening to it, it is hard to find them, but you about to find some this Sunday. I'll take y'all ass down to Miami. You about to find 2 of them, Robert Quinn and Cameron Wake. You about to find 2 of them this week. All right?
Spade, I don't think Robert Quinn playing, is he? Is he playing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Spade,
yes.
I'm going to tell you
Don't worry about us, bro.
He said, don't worry about us. Hey, bro, Jon Gruden got to be trolling. And I think it's because he's trolling the media because the media keep asking, oh, you know, y'all only got 2 sacks. Khalil Mack got 2 sacks, an interception, a touchdown return, a forced fumble. And I think Jon Gruden is just tired of hearing about that. But if Jon Gruden thought Khalil Mack grow on trees, or
maybe not Khalil Mack.
I'm just saying. You know, let me just say this: elite pass rushers. Because let's not say Khalil Mack, because Khalil Mack is like one of 2. It's him and Von Miller. It's him and Von Miller. But just say elite pass. That's hard, bruh. Trust me. The Cowboys got DeMarcus Lawrence Taylor, and Spade, your boy is ecstatic because we haven't had a elite pass rusher in so long, and I'm just so happy that we had one. They had Khalil Mack, and they didn't want to.
Y'all got one,
bruh. DeMarcus Lawrence is a beast. You know he a beast. You had him on your list. Don't play.
Relax.
Matter of fact, he was an honorable mention. He was an honorable mention.
It's a simple question. Relax.
But Spade, crazy thing is, let me just say this. This is not the pick'em game. I think the Raiders get their first win against the Dolphins this week. Is he making a face over there, y'all? I can't see him. He might be making a face.
What's your question? Because I ain't hear no question.
Spade, do the Raiders get their first win this week against the Dolphins?
Let me tell you, I changed hats when we got to this segment because I had a feeling in my gut that you were going to try some tomfoolery. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. We got pass rushers. Do you know what a Ryan Tannehill with no pass rush is? A GOAT?
A wide receiver?
Wow. All right. Let's go ahead and move forward. I tell you what, any Raiders fans right now, if you're watching this pod, if you want to go ahead and get at me. I will be on the road driving down to that game.
You think the Raiders going to start 0-3?
Yes.
Okay.
Why is that
you
so
think
hard
the Dolphins going to start 3-0?
Yes.
That's a better question. No way. No way.
Fins up, man. Fins up. Let's move on to the next segment. This one right here. LaParis. Look, man. Look, I'm going to tell you something. I ain't see this coming. I'm going to keep it a stack with you. I did not see this coming.
Not this. Not this. But I think we both felt he was going to be solid. But not this.
Did we?
We did, babe. We said it. We said it on a previous show. We said it.
All right, look. When you've been watching football, when you've been watching sports as long as we've been watching sports, it's always that next great thing. A lot of times they live up to the hype. A lot of times they don't live up to the hype.
That's true.
The young man we're going to talk about in this segment came into this league and instantly got that hype. What's so crazy is he didn't really have it from the Todd McShays and the Mel Kipers. By the time this kid showed up at camp, the hype was there. And I was like, I'm cautious to get on this hype train. I've heard about big, strong arm quarterbacks. I remember Jeff George, who had a big, strong arm. Ain't no telling where the hell it'd go. But he'll throw it from end zone to end zone. It might knock a cheerleader out down there.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you finish. But I think that's the difference.
I wasn't sure whether or not to get on this hype train. But 3 games in, I want everybody to know I have purchased my ticket for the Pat Mahomes hype train. I'm on that bitch toward the front. Pat Mahomes has been everything that his fans have been telling the world he was going to be. He has been that and some. Now listen, it's still only 3 games in. I'm not ready to punch his ticket for Canton, Ohio just yet. Relax. I'm seeing people on my timeline like, oh my God, this guy's top 3 quarterback in the league. I'm like, whoa. You can't get that after 3 games.
Two games. It's been 2 games, babe, but go ahead. 2 games. It's been Pittsburgh and the Pittsburgh and the Chargers. This is the 3rd game this week right here coming up. But go ahead.
For some odd reason, I'm looking at something to say he sets mark for TD passes in his first 3 games.
No, it's only been 2 games. He got 10 and 2. 10 TDs in 2 games.
Wow, my bad. So whoever typed this up, y'all got me looking mad crazy right here. This dude has been phenomenal, bruh. He's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
10 touchdown passes is a record.
Yeah.
That was previously held by Marcus Mariota with 8 touchdown passes, which is funny. But I just want to tell you this, man. Pat Mahomes, I want to give a huge shout out to the coaching staff over in KC for not saying we got something and we gonna just sit on it. When they realized they had something, they couldn't get Alex Smith shit out of Kansas City fast enough. Alex was packing a suitcase and they was throwing shit in with him. They was like, get all this shit, Alex. Get your shit and get your... They couldn't get Alex Smith out of there fast enough.
You ain't lying, bro.
They recognized they had something in this kid, and they recognized that they wanted to get him on the field ASAP. And whoever was standing in the way of Pat Mahomes getting on the field, they made sure they made the necessary moves. You got to give that coaching staff a nod, because there's other times when you see a talented player sit because the coaching staff, they don't feel confident enough to pull the trigger on them. Maybe that situation right there is going on elsewhere in the league. But Pat Mahomes has been phenomenal. Whether he's played 2 games or 3 games, he's been the talk of the league, man. And I just want to give a shout out to the coaching staff over there. But Paris, what do you think about Patrick Mahomes and the big strong arm? Bro?
After week one against the Chargers, I wrote on Twitter and people was People was crowning Mahomes. They was like, oh my God, this guy's a top 5 guy. And I'm like, we got to pump our brakes. Like, yeah, the dude had a great game, but we got to pump our brakes to just be crowning these guys top 5. Like, it's people that's top 5 in the league that's accomplished a lot. So you just cannot just jump a guy to the top 5 like that. Has he been great this year so far? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I want to say, Spade, and I love Mahomes. Mahomes has been great. I don't feel like he's been tested. And I know what somebody's going to say. Oh, he played the Chargers. Ooh. The Chargers defense. Yeah, but no Joey Bosa. One of their corners is out for the year. I mean, then he went to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh defense, pretty trash. Now, I got both the numbers in front. At Chargers, 15 for 27, 256, 4 TDs. He rushed 5 times for 21 yards. Pittsburgh, 23 or 28, which is just phenomenal. 326, 6 TD passes, 5 rushes for 18 yards.
And, bro, he ain't throwing no interceptions.
Amazing, Spade. He's been playing phenomenal. I don't feel like he's had a legitimate test yet. Nonetheless, you play who's in front of you, and he's been dotting everybody the hell up. Let me say that. He's been dotting everybody the hell up. But they play San Fran this week, Spade. And this is the nut.
He's going to dot them up,
I'm about to say San Fran is one of those teams. Their defense is okay, but their defense not scaring nobody. Their defense not scaring. And he do have one of the most dynamic players in the league, and Tyreek Hill. That guy's a phenomenal piece to the puzzle. But you spoke about Jeff George. We've seen guys with big arms before. Spade, Mahomes got that strong arm, and he's accurate, man. When he throw that thing, it's going where it's supposed to go. Like, he ain't throwing that thing, and it's going, like, to the second deck. Mike Vick got a strong arm. We don't know where that hoe going.
That's fine.
We don't know where he's going.
Bro, don't do that to Mike Vick.
I love Mike Vick, but we know he got a cannon. He got a cannon. But we don't know where he's going to land. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. So I thought I was reading this read-up wrong, this article wrong, but I wasn't. So you telling me Pat Mahomes has set the record for best start in 3 games?
In 2 games.
In only 2 games?
Yes.
So everything he going to do in this game against San Francisco is only going to strengthen the record he's already set?
Yeah, man. I mean,
that's unbelievable.
I got to agree with you, Spade. Kudos to Andy Reid for being like, yo, I got something. We got to get this kid on the field. Alex Smith, you can go get your $80 million from the Skins.
They knew it early.
We running with Mahomes. That's who we running with. And hey, I mean, of course, don't nobody come into the season and be like, oh my gosh, we're gonna suck this year. Ain't nobody saying that. But I mean, regardless of the outcome,
Browns may have said that a time or two.
I mean, maybe last year.
Right.
But Andy Reid said, you know what, we jumping with this kid, and we want to see let the chips fall where they lay. Like, that's what we're gonna do. So kudos to him, and he has been phenomenal. Am I saying Pat Mahomes is top 5? Absolutely not. Am I saying that this guy can't be great? Absolutely not. He has been phenomenal in 2 games. I feel like he hasn't played anybody yet. I want to see how the season progresses before I be like, oh my God, this guy's a great. I just want us to pump our brakes. But nonetheless, he's been amazing through these first 2 games, and nothing has showed us different that he's not going to be great tomorrow versus the Niners.
I tell you what, I'm impressed, and you know me.
I mean, he's been playing great, man. He's been playing great.
I'm impressed.
But Pittsburgh is terrible, Spade. I just want to say
I get it, man.
Pittsburgh is terrible.
I get it. You know, on the season, he averaging 11 yards a pass, too.
Man.
So, I mean, he completely changed the culture down there, man. They was dink and dunkville USA. I mean, and now you better back up.
I mean, I already know.
Now they go deep.
Leave in the comment section how y'all feel about Mahomes. Mahomes has been on fire. Spade, you ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Got to take it out the. First of all, Spade, why the hell do Cleveland keep trading with the Patriots? Why?
Bro, the tallest chick I ever seen before in my life just walked by my apartment window. She got to be 7 foot tall. Okay, let's get back to the show. I'm sorry.
Spade, why? Oh my gosh, a 7 foot tall chick. She need to be in the WNBA.
I swear, bro. I swear she got to be in the WNBA.
Why do the Patriots keep trading with the Browns?
Because they keep being able to go over there and jerk them around. Why not?
If you guys didn't know, the Browns traded Josh Gordon, who allegedly was going to be cut, but then they thought about it and said, oh,
we better get something.
We better try and trade Josh. And they traded him to the Patriots, I think, for a 5th round pick. I think it was a 5th round pick.
Yep.
And I think they got a 7 back. I think they got either a 6 or a 7 back. But Spade, Josh Gordon traded to the Patriots. I seen an expert analyst say he don't think Josh Gordon will have 20 receptions for the Patriots this year. I don't know if that mean he thinks he's going to be suspended or he's going to have some off the field issues. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good point.
I don't know, but he said he doesn't.
Eat.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what he meant, but he said he doesn't think Josh Gordon will have 20 receptions for the Pack. Spade, Josh Gordon traded to the Patriots. I'm just so tired of people trading with the Pats. But go ahead, Spade.
I'm in a division with these clowns, bro. We in a division with them, man. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. If Josh Gordon can stay on this field, him and Brady scares me. I'm just gonna be honest.
Then you add Gronk.
He's gonna be the best receiver Brady has had
since Moss.
Since Moss.
Spade.
And that's scary.
Spade, you add Josh Gordon with Gronk, Edelman coming back. It seemed like Philip Dorsett found his hands. You got Hogan.
Kinda.
Spade. Jesus Christ. Like you said, if he can stay on the field, if he's on the field, Josh Gordon. Spade, I said it years ago when we first started this podcast, when we was talking about Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon is Hall of Fame talent. Like the kid played like 12 games and led the league in receiving. Like what the hell? Like that's remarkable for the Browns. We look at for the Browns. Yeah. You give Brady Josh Gordon and come on, man. Jesus Christ.
It's scary. It's scary.
Spade. Josh Gordon to the Browns, bro.
To the Pats.
I mean, yeah, Josh Gordon to the Pats. Excuse me.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this right here, though. Hands down, man. I hate giving these guys compliments, but you gotta compliment the Patriots. Like they always find a way to just get better, and it's frustrating. Like they damn near have turned to the Golden State Warriors of the NFL. Like you just be like, how did they get this guy? Like no, they didn't get him too. They got him too. It's turned to that. And they did it again with Flash Gordon, man. And I'm sure Brady is going to love having this guy on the team if they can keep him on the straight and narrow.
I want to say this too. Shout out to the Patriots because they willing to take a shot. And what it cost them, a 5th round pick. So what? If Josh Gordon pan out, whatever you got in the 5th round ain't gonna be Josh Gordon at his peak. If Josh Gordon work out and he's amazing, and like I said, Hall of Fame talent, Spade, that 5th round pick.
I get it.
Come on. And you know, it bothers me. What you just said, they always find a way. It bothers me because the Cowboys was out there acting like we had studs at wide receiver. They were like, "Oh, we're not interested in Josh Gordon." Why not? What do we have out there that's like Josh Gordon? Same thing.
Y'all team on out there taking one knee, holding hands in a suit and stuff.
Bro, same thing with Earl Thomas. Like, just go get Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas was on the block. Y'all want to pussyfoot around and don't want to offer them a 2nd round pick. And then when y'all finally offered them a pick, they was like, "Oh, we want a 1st now." It's like, stop playing. Go get them. Like, stop. Are y'all in this thing to get dubs or not? Because the Patriots are. They trying to be. They saying, you know what? The Patriots are in it to win. So they're saying, you know what? We willing to risk a 5th round pick to get Josh Gordon because we know how it goes. Spade. Does something outweigh the means or something? What's that saying? I can't think of it right now.
I don't know.
But Josh Gordon, if it works out, he's gonna be amazing. He's gonna be amazing. But he gotta be on the field. He gotta be on the field. All
right, bro. Let's talk feel good stories. You feel like being happy? You want to be happy?
I don't know. I gotta see what we going.
You don't know if you want to be happy?
It depends on what I'm being happy about, man.
It shouldn't matter.
You want a lotto?
Well, nah. I said feel good. I ain't say feel great. Let's go to. Damn, I was gonna say Boston. Let's go to Cleveland.
I mean,
man, Cleveland ain't been popping since.
You said, "Do I want to feel good?" Where we going to Ole Miss for rubbing tugs? I don't know. I mean, just ask.
No. Bro, let's go to Cleveland. Let's talk about what happened on Thursday Night Football, bro.
Yeah.
First of all, let me give y'all some back news. The Cleveland Browns suck. In case you didn't know that, they ain't won a game. The Cleveland
Browns should be 3-0, bro.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that.
Bro, they should have beat the Steelers. They had the Saints, but the kicker couldn't kick.
2016. Bro, I get it. The kicker was trash that game.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you something, bro. Thursday Night Football also got a reputation for being pretty trash, too. So what you got is a trash team, two trash teams. You got the Cleveland Browns, and you got the Jets. They the doormat of our division. We wipe our feet on the Jets.
Wow.
And then you got Thursday Night Football. You got to understand Thursday Night Football has always been an issue, not very entertaining, because the idea here is that these players have a short week to prepare. Coaching staffs really don't want to beat the players up with too much practice, and you get this kind of, this kind of half-speed football game of two teams that just really ain't feeling it. All right. Thursday, I remember I had a super bad migraine. I came home from work. I got into bed, and I woke up about 7 o'clock, and before you knew it, I found myself in front of the TV watching this game. The Browns was losing 14-0 to Paris. Typical Cleveland Brown shit.
Yep.
Tyrod Taylor was having a rough go.
Yep.
I'm a Tyrod supporter. Tyrod was having a rough go. The play calling looked a little questionable. All right? That's the nice way of it.
To me.
It looked questionable. Next thing you know, Tyrod went down awkwardly. Before Tyrod went down awkwardly, the crowd was chanting, Baker Mayfield. They wanted Baker out there. In comes Baker Mayfield, and I thought I was playing John Madden football. I thought I was playing long shot. You cannot deny the energy change when Baker took the field.
I agree 100%.
Instantly, like a light switch came on, it looked like the Cleveland Browns was playing harder. The defense was playing harder. The offense was playing faster. It looked crazy. Next thing you know, the OC figured his shit out. He said, what the hell is this? This is the playbook I meant to throw away. Whipped it over his shoulder, got the real playbook, started calling some better plays, and the next thing you know, Baker Mayfield leads the Cleveland Browns to a come-from-behind win. And it's their first win since 2016. Right. Things go crazy. Ticket sales spike for the Cleveland Browns. Right. I'm pretty sure Baker Mayfield jersey sales spike. The fans was acting like they won the Super Bowl. It was crazy. And to end all of that, I'm going to hit you with this. After that game, Hugh Jackson said he still don't know who his starting quarterback is. He still don't know. LeParis, before I hit you with that Hugh Jackson shit, I know you was watching the game. I saw you kind of active on Twitter. Give me what you think about the game, man. That game was a pretty fun game to watch.
I want to say I agree with you 100%. I kind of felt how hard the Cleveland Browns was playing when Baker got in there. It had me question, like, were they trying to get Tyrod hurt? Because, I mean, Tyrod, people was hard on Tyrod, and, I mean, I think he went like 2 for 14 or something.
I think it was 4 for 14.
Something crazy like that. And I felt like Tyrod Taylor didn't have, as soon as he got the ball, they were back there. They were in his face. He ended up leaving that game with a concussion. And then all of a sudden, when Baker Mayfield got in there, he did get sacked and fumbled. The offensive lineman kind of saved him. And he threw a pass that should have been a pick. I'm not going to nitpick the situation. But
it kind of sounds like you nitpicking
I'm not going to nitpick the situation because it was definitely an energy change like you spoke of when Baker got in there. And Spade, during the game, me and you was texting, and I text you, it's no turning back now. You got to hand them the keys. And I hate that for Tyrod. I'm a Tyrod fan. I seen Tyrod backpack the Buffalo Bills to the damn playoffs with him and Just Shady. That was it. Him and Shady. It was definitely an energy change when Baker got in there. Baker definitely threw a lot of amazing passes. Guys was making amazing catches. They were helping. The defense...
And the play calling was better.
The play calling was better. The defense played harder. And Spade, you can just feel it, like resonate. We wasn't in the stadium, we was on the TV, but you can just feel it resonate through the stadium. Like, oh, this kid got it. You gotta hand him the keys. So for Hugh Jackson to come out and say, Spade, for him to come out and say, I'm not going to name a starter till Monday, Hugh better name Baker the starter. And maybe he might be doing this to try to be strategic. Maybe they think the team, whoever they play, I think they play the Raiders next. Yeah, they play the Raiders next. Maybe trying to be strategic. Maybe they be like, oh, we got a game plan for Tyrod Taylor. They not game planning for Tyrod Taylor. They're going to game plan for Baker Mayfield. So he might as well just hand him the keys anyway. Maybe he's trying to be strategic. I don't know. Just name him the starter because you can feel the energy change when Baker Mayfield is in there. Baker Mayfield, I mean, when you draft the #1 guy, Spade, that's what you want to feel. You draft a guy #1, that's what you want to feel.
Yep.
So it's something crazy about that when you believe and you think, when you believe you achieve, like They believe with Baker Mayfield, they got a shot to win the games. I don't know if they felt like that with Tyrod Taylor. Now, people want to bash Tyrod Taylor. Cleveland Browns should be 0-2. I mean, they should be 2-0.
2-0.
They should have beat the Steelers. They came back on the Steelers. They should have beat the Steelers, and they should have beat the Saints if they had a field goal kicker. They didn't have a field goal kicker, and they should have won that game. So regardless how you feel about Tyrod Taylor, I just want to say that they should be 2-0. But I think you got to hand Baker Mayfield the keys. Give him the keys. What are you waiting on?
I agree.
What are you waiting on?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm going to tell you, I want to say I feel sorry for Tyrod Taylor, but I don't.
Okay.
Because this is a professional sport. Tyrod got his contract. Tyrod, and I'm going to be honest with you, man. I remember Tyrod Taylor at Virginia Tech, and I never thought Tyrod would make it this far. I keep saying that. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When I see Tyrod, I'm just so thrilled to see what he turned into, because I didn't think he had this type of career in him when I saw him play at Virginia Tech.
And I mean, he's a professional, so he knew what was up when they drafted
He understands it.
He knew what was up.
Yeah, and if you watch Hard Knock, man, they was already teasing the guy, calling him the old guy because he turned 29. So, I mean, I remember he told Baker his age, and Baker said, "You ain't that old." And I was thinking, damn, 29 is old? Holy shit. Like, what has happened? What has happened? But I tell you what, it's something about Baker Mayfield that I like. And I'm going to keep it a stack. Did I feel like Baker Mayfield was going to come in and perform that well? No. Do I think that Baker Mayfield is going to finish this year off being the best quarterback in the league? No. Are Baker Mayfield fans going to like me for saying any of this? No. Do I give any shits about that? No. But I'm going to tell you what I like about Baker Mayfield. Everywhere Baker has been, he's forced his way in there. You can't deny it. You can deny him in college. You can't deny him here. And I like that. I like that. I'm still not a huge Baker Mayfield fan, but I can respect what that kid do in between them chalk lines. He going to earn your respect. He going to go out there. He going to play hard, and he puts his heart out there, man. He's one of those guys that play, he putting his heart into it. And for that, man, I can't do nothing but root for the guy. I can't.
Right. We talk about it all the time on this show. That confidence, this kid believe he is it. This kid believe it. He believes it. And that's all you gotta do. If he believe it and he get out there and prove it, come on, man. Hand him the keys.
I got a question for you.
Or they gonna run you out of town. Go ahead.
If they come out against the Raiders, they start Baker don't have a good going, do you think Hugh tries to reverse this?
I don't think he can.
I hope he don't.
I hope he don't either, but I don't think he can. I think right now, it will be a riot in Cleveland if he go back to Tyrod Taylor. He got to hand him the keys. Hugh, just hand him the keys. And maybe Hugh was trying to prolong it a little bit because he by himself sometimes. You know how coaches be like, oh, well, Tyrod Taylor was the bridge QB. Y'all can't fire me yet because we ain't really seen Baker. Maybe he was trying to use that. It's time to hand them the keys. It's time to hand them the keys.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I actually think they beat the Raiders. I think the Raiders beat the Dolphins, then I think the Raiders come back and beat and the Browns beat the Raiders. That's what I think
you crazy. I think the Raiders lose to the Dolphins, and I think the Raiders beat the Browns because I think the Browns are gonna find a way to lose because that's what the Browns do.
Okay.
One more thing I want to say before we move forward. As a player, I don't know how those guys feel about Hugh Jackson. I want to believe they respect him. I think they like him. I think Hugh is a player's coach. But I definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, I think it's Baker's job, and I think Hugh has to give Baker the job.
Me too.
But as a player, I don't feel like you can do anything, and maybe those other guys don't feel this way, but if you Tyrod, when Hugh pulls you in the office and tells you that it's Baker's job, you can't do nothing but respect Hugh, because Hugh gave Tyrod, he said, you know what, we brought Tyrod. He didn't say this, y'all. He didn't say this verbatim. I'm saying this is what I saw in the action. I saw him say, we brought Tyrod here to be our quarterback. We drafted Baker to be our quarterback of the future. And until Tyrod absolutely gives me a reason to yank him, I feel like he has earned an opportunity. And I feel like Hugh gave him that. And I don't feel like he's going to call Tyrod in the office. He's going to tell Tyrod, look, man, Baker's getting a start this year. You know, it's time to start the Baker Mayfield show. And Tyrod going to be like, I understand, and I appreciate you giving me my opportunity. Yeah, some folks are going to say, well, he lost his job to injury. No, he didn't lose his job to injury. He lost his job to playing bad. The play calling was subpar. Somebody said, shout out to my boy Dayton. My boy said, they ran that Philly special with Baker Mayfield, who run 40-yard dash in like 5 seconds. Tyrod fast as shit. I ain't never seen them run that play for Tyrod. You could have ran that shit to Tyrod. You don't think Tyrod can catch that? And like, I don't know. The play calling was different. I'm not making any excuses for it, but I think if you're Tyrod, when you get that news, you can take it a whole lot better because you know that Hugh had your back. He legitimately had your back, Tyrod.
I just think Tyrod Taylor is just a professional, and when I say that, I don't mean like a professional athlete. I'm thinking he's a professional. Like that guy, he gets it. He knows this is a business. He knew when they drafted Baker Mayfield, he knew what was up, and I think he get it. I think we seen that last year. When the Bills benched Tyrod for Peterman threw 5 picks, and then the Bills went back to Tyrod like, "Hey, can you make it do what it do?" So I think he gets it. Yep. So I think Tyrod understands what the situation is, and I think he's gonna be fine. But I do think Q needs to just stop playing and hand Baker Mayfield the keys because the team definitely went up another notch. They changed the gear when Baker Mayfield was in there under center. So just hand him the keys. Just hand him the keys.
Facts.
Like, let's stop bullshit.
Cheerleaders even was cheering different. They was shaking the shit out of them pom-poms.
They seen them chains falling off the coolers for them free beers. Everything, you can just feel it. So hand them the keys. Spade, you ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Gotta talk about the surprise. To me, it's the surprise to me. The surprise of the year to me is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Spade, these guys. Spade, I think I said on a show a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember who. I think Tampa Bay played the Saints first. I think they played the Saints first game, and I was like, "Oh, that's a dub," because the Saints about to dot these boys up with Fitzpatrick under center. Fitzpatrick came out and gave us 2 amazing weeks, Spade, in the Bucks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 2-0 with Ryan Fitzpatrick. They are calling him Fitzmagic. Shout out to Minka Fitzpatrick. He actually trademarked the word Fitzmagic, so he kind of swooped in there and stole Fitzpatrick's shit. Shout out to him for being smart. He pretty much trademarked that, paid that money and trademarked that. But shout out to him. But the Bucks are 2-0, Spade, behind Ryan Fitzpatrick and his amazing play. They play the Steelers Monday night, Spade.
Yep.
Can the Bucks keep this up? 2, Jameis was only suspended 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true. That's facts.
Let's play it both ways. Let's say the Bucks come out here, go 3-0, and they beat the Steelers Monday night. Let's play that way, and then let's play it. They lose it, and they start 2-1. They lose to the Steelers Monday night, and they lose. Do they go back to Jameis?
I mean, you ain't gonna like this, bro. I think you do go back to Jameis. I think I go back to Jameis because we've seen this from Fitzpatrick. He kind of got a cycle that he go through. Like, he goes, nobody gives him a chance. He gets a chance to play. Holy shit, he looks good. Holy shit, he looked real good. Maybe this guy is actually good. Oh, wait a minute. Here's the guy we thought he was going to be. And he's kind of done that.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of done that. He's done a really good job with Tampa Bay. And this is good. Like, they always say this is a good problem to have if you're a coaching staff. You got 2 really good quarterbacks. You don't know who to play. I tell you what. I think injury has somewhat hurt Jameis.
However, because that's what the same thing people saying about Mariota. But go ahead.
I will say this though, yeah, they do say that about Mariota. I will say this though, if it's me, I'm giving Jameis the keys, but I'm watching. And if Jameis come back and he ain't looking too great, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna protect Jameis, and I'm gonna say we don't think Jameis is 100% healthy, and we're going with Fitzpatrick. I know they say you don't break up a hot thing, but here's my prediction: the hot thing is probably gonna end this next game. I'm expecting the old Fitzpatrick to show up. I'm calling it.
Spade, I told you before we started this. I said every week I've been playing whatever defense Fitzpatrick been playing against because I just know it's coming. That 5 interception game from Fitzpatrick is coming. It's coming.
Yep.
And if
I'm
the
doing my Jon Gruden face.
If the Bucks stay with Fitzpatrick over Jameis Winston when he returns from suspension.
Yep.
it's going to be a lot of. I'm telling you, them games are coming. We have seen it. We have seen Fitzpatrick with the Jets dot up. We seen him with the Bills dot up. We done seen this. We done seen this. And then what happens? Next couple of weeks, Fitzpatrick 4 picks, 3 picks, 5 picks. You be like, damn, this dude trash. And I just cannot believe. Spade, I'm gonna go the opposite way though. I believe that Fitzpatrick. I believe that Fitzpatrick will show his true colors. So I agree with you 100%. But I just think if they beat the Steelers, Spade, you got to stick with Fitzpatrick. You got to stay with him. If they lose, I think it's a little easier to be like, okay, Jameis is our guy. But like I agree with you 100%. Jameis has showed these guys that he don't know how to be a professional. He has numerous situations that be like, Jameis, come on, bruh. So the leash is short. I feel like the team kind of is rallying around Fitzpatrick a little more than I've seen them, previously. So I think they kind of believe in Fitzpatrick too. Maybe it's, starting 2-0, you riding that high. But it depends on whether or not they lose to the Steelers, lose or win or lose to the Steelers. If they win, I think you gotta stick with Fitzpatrick. If they lose, I think it's a little easier to be like, okay, Fitz, sit your ass down. We're gonna go with Jameis.
He said his goal was to be 3-0 when Jameis Winston returned. Okay. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm Jameis Winston, I don't know if I want to return against the Bears defense. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if they 3-0 and I'm Jameis and I come back and they like, you back in there, and I'm gonna look over there and see Khalil Mack and Leonard Floyd and all them guys, and I'm gonna say, well, shoot, man, y'all doing pretty good with old boy Leonard. He got it. He doing good. And I'm gonna just kind of sit back and hang out for a little minute. But one thing is for sure, if Jameis comes back and the Bucs decide that they want to stick with Fitzpatrick, I ain't mad at that at all. I'm really not. Like, I really feel like you got two quarterbacks that I will put them both on a short leash. I will put them both on it. Fitz, because I feel like we've seen this cycle before.
Numerous
and it's
times.
so crazy because people acting like we ain't seen this before.
Right.
Folks is like, oh my God, you see this?
I mean,
I'm like, yes, I see it again.
Fitz Magic. This ain't no new nickname.
We've seen this
Fitz
before.
Magic has turned the Patrick a lot. Like,
he sure as hell have, bro.
We have seen it.
Sure as hell have. And then with Jameis, shit, you don't know what Jameis gonna do either. They both would be on a short leash to me. So the coaching staff, like I said, this is a good problem to have, man. You come back, I am a believer that you don't break up the hot hand. Like, if you got something working, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. Like you said, if they beat the Steelers, I definitely think you just keep on rolling like that. You just show Jameis where to sit. However, I don't expect them to beat the Steelers, man. Like, the spotlight is on the Steelers. AB just got called the diva.
I don't either.
He just diva'd out about being called the diva, bro. He diva'd out about being called the diva. And I think the Steelers going to want to bounce back. I expect this team to come out and try to play a statement game. I think the Steelers win big. They need it's going to be a statement game from the Steelers.
AB might have 2-3 touchdowns for 200 yards. I'm telling you.
And Fitz is going to be throwing to the guys with the wrong jerseys on. That's what I expect.
I believe the same thing, Spade.
However,
go ahead. I think we about to say the same thing.
If I'm wrong, then Jameis gotta take a seat.
Yeah, man. I was about to say I thought the Saints will blow them out week 1. So we'll see what happens. This is why the games are played on the field, man.
The Saints put up 40.
Yeah, but
and lost.
Fitzpatrick was dotting. Good God.
Yeah,
I thought the Saints defense was way better. I said it.
I thought it was.
I said it on the show, Spade. Then I said it on a previous show. I said the Saints defense used to be like, who blew the Saints playing? And it looked like the Saints are back to that. It looked like they are back to that.
Yep.
And that's going to segue right into our next topic, Spade, which is the Pick'em game. The Pick'em game.
Oh,
yeah, okay. Spade. Am I up, Spade? Are you going to be honest? Am I up? We both had the same team last week before last, rather.
You up 1-0.
Spade,
you up 1.
What do you mean? I'm up 2.
No, you're not.
Spade, how am I?
You're up 1.
How am I up 1?
Because on the first week we had 2 games. We both was wrong on 1. You was right on 1.
Okay, so that's 1.
And then on the next week we tied.
Okay, you right. Bet.
So you up 1.
Okay, bet.
You got a 1 game advantage.
Okay, bet. Thank you. So the pick'em game
Cheater,
this week,
boy.
we got to go.
Cheater, pumpkin,
Relax,
damn eater,
relax.
boy.
Relax, I got a little
Wow,
confused.
just tried to cheat me on live TV. This shit is wild.
Relax.
I ain't never been cheated on
I got a
live
good game
TV.
for us this week. Just talked about the Saints. We're gonna play. We're gonna talk about the New Orleans Saints versus your Atlanta Falcons. Spade.
I live in Florida.
Oh.
I live in Florida, sir.
Now he all the way a Dolphin and the Heat fan now.
I'm a
Jesus
Floridian. I am a Floridian, sir, and I
Jesus
shall be
Christ.
respected
That
as
quick?
such.
That quick?
Yes. Yes.
Spade, Noya versus ATL. Who and why? Julio Jones gonna score this week?
Listen, man.
Is Julio Jones gonna score this week?
Listen. Atlanta finna win this game because of the reason we just said. The Saints are bad. The Saints lost to the Bucks. They gave the Bucks half a hundo, and they beat the Browns in a game that they should have damn lost. Okay, they should have lost to the Browns, and I don't trust the Saints. They looking like them Saints. Bro, they looking like them Saints where the fans used to put the paper sack on their heads. They looking like them guys. Yeah, man. And I don't want my name associated with these guys.
Saints win this game.
Nope.
Julio might have a big day, but I don't think he scores.
You believe everything you hear. You thought that Carter 5 was coming out the other day too,
no,
didn't
I didn't.
Oh, yes, you did.
Spade.
You was up at midnight waiting to download the Carter 5.
Don't get me Spade. You about to have this whole podcast turn into something else. You know how I feel about Lil Wayne.
Bro, I didn't say you didn't think it was coming out.
I don't know how people put Lil Wayne so high when people say his best work. Other people wrote on them records. How his best work somebody else wrote. Come on, how he the GOAT? Don't get me started on Wayne.
On Cardi B record, but you be jamming that shit.
Picture me rocking Cardi B. Stop it. This guy. Spade, who you got? You said Atlanta. You got Atlanta. All right, give me the Saints. Give me the Saints.
All right, so we about to be tied 1 game apiece.
Nah, I'm about to get this 2-game lead.
No, sir. The Saints stink.
Okay.
Hey, listen, man.
Julio Jones can't score. Matt Ryan stinks.
The Saints done gave up 66 points in 2 games. Guys stink, bro. They stink. All right. Last segment of the show today, man. I told y'all we missed y'all last week.
We came back with Jones scored.
Hey, man, get out Julio business,
Is he going to score a touchdown?
Hey, shout it. Don't worry about it, shout it.
Right.
Okay? Atlanta wins.
Okay.
Don't be trying to make no side, but you trying to hedge your bet.
No, I'm not. I'm asking a question for fantasy purposes.
Why? He don't play for your team. I saw your roster. You ain't got him.
Bro,
what you care for?
Bro, FanDuel is daily. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Last segment of the show today is the Strong Arm Performer of the Week, man. It's a very prestigious podcast award, man. And, you know, I've had athletes hit me up and tell me, like, man, I got an ESPY. I don't even know what that shit is, man. But my Strong Arm Performer of the Week is on the mantle, you know, up there by my 80-inch. And I said, I can dig it. You know what I'm saying? If I ever got one, can we get one? Can I get a Strong Arm Performer of the Week? Am I eligible?
No.
Damn.
We are not.
Anyway, man, it's a very prestigious award, man, and we get this thing out twice a week. Imagine if somebody gave out Emmys, Grammys twice a week.
Word.
Like, that shit would be wild, right?
Word.
You know what I'm saying? That shit would be wild.
Word.
The Paris, you on the hot seat, man. Who are you giving your Strong Arm Performer of the Week to, and why?
Not really on the hot seat. This is definitely one of the easiest picks I had to choose from, and I went Patrick Mahomes Spade against the Steelers, 23 of 28, 326 through the air, 6 TDs Spade. I mean, goodness gracious. The kid just been on fire. I could have gave it to him for the 2 previous weeks. Like, the kid has just been phenomenal. So for that performance right there, Patrick Mahomes, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm trying to adjust my Dolphin hat if you don't mind.
Oh, look, right. They lose. It's going to be Carr next week. My performer going to be Carr next week.
Well, losers can't win the award, so I don't know how you're going to do that. David somewhere playing? What, David in a flag football league that I don't know about? It ain't going to be Derek. Anyway, man, I really wanted to give my award to Kiko Alonso, who had 13 tackles and 2 forced fumbles, but LePere said I can't give it to Kiko Alonso because he played for the Dolphins. It was a Colts player
that had 18 tackles, so if you want to give it to a tackler, at least give it to somebody worthy. It was a Colts rookie that had 18 tackles in a game.
Did he have 2 forced fumbles?
Yeah, he had an interception. Go.
That's not 2 forced fumbles. I put fumbles. I value fumbles a whole lot higher. Anyway, but I didn't do that. I didn't.
Good.
You know, I ain't want nobody crying like, oh, you gave it to a Dolphin. So instead, I found somebody who not only had a good game, but who proves that I'm the genius that we all know I am. You know what I'm saying? Before the season started, I said, listen, when a team wins the Super Bowl or they go to the Super Bowl, all the moons have to align perfectly. And typically it don't happen back to back. It won't happen again for a lot of teams. And I said, the Eagles, they won't be back in the Super Bowl. They won't. You know what I'm saying? Everybody said, what? The Eagles are so good, blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you something. Ryan Fitzmagic. I can't even say that shit. He had a great game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Over 400 yards passing, 4 TDs, and only 1 INT. He had a 144 QBR. Yikes, man. Ryan Fitzpatrick is my player. He's my strong arm performer of the week. I have never given Ryan Fitzpatrick any award. And quite frankly, this feels a little icky. But the man performed. He got Tampa Bay another win that I don't think anybody expected them to get. And he's making D-Jax look like the player we thought they was getting when they got D-Jax. He had 130 yards receiving with just 4 catches. That's the D-Jax that we know. Like, he'll just beat you deep. So for that performance, Ryan, you are my strong arm performer of the week.
I mean,
now make me look like a genius again this week and throw to the Steelers in your next game.
I gotta ask you. We see a tie this week?
Man, I hate ties, bruh. I hate ties. I don't want to see no more of those. Them shit suck. You like ties in football?
I don't think we see a tie this week. No.
I'd rather us go back to sudden death. I don't like ties in football, bruh. It don't feel like that. Matter of fact, let's start a poll. Can we do a poll on our Twitter? Ask people, do they like ties in football? I don't like it.
So you want them to go to the college rules where they just play until somebody win? And then,
or they can go back to the old school sudden death. If you don't win,
but nobody scored, bro. Nobody scored.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Who?
Yes, they did.
Bro, the Vikings.
Sudden death. Whoever scored first won that shit.
But nobody scored, my dude. Nobody scored both of them ties. They played an additional 15 minutes and nobody scored.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying with sudden death, it would have kept going till somebody scored, right?
No. After 15 minutes, it would be a tie.
Nah.
It was, bruh.
Don't tell me that.
Only thing is sudden death is a field goal wins. It don't matter. Like,
right. Exactly.
But they was missing field goals last week. Packers.
Yeah, but that's because they knew it wasn't sudden death.
Oh my god.
They knew it was sudden death. They just would have made the field goal.
Bet.
Duh.
Bet. Spade, before I close the show, you got anything else to add, man?
Listen, man.
Oh, before you go.
Well, damn.
Let me add this.
You just pump fake me.
Let me add this. Top 5s are returning for the NBA next week. You guys are not going to want to miss that. Spade, what position do we... Oh, we can't go point guard first. We got to go center. I mean, is it still centers? Is it still centers?
Not really. They just tall guys.
We
just do tall guys.
We're going to go centers first. Let's go centers first because we're going to say PG for last. We had an argument last night about PGs. But we're going to go PG last. So let's go centers next week. Top 5s are returning. The NBA season is right around the corner. How did the Warriors sign Tyler Ulis? That's another topic for another day. Spade.
The Warriors.
Jesus Christ.
The Golden State Patriots. I hate them. Anyway, look.
Go ahead.
We wasn't here last week. Most of you guys know, but for the listeners that don't know, I am in the middle of a move. I have moved to the state of Florida, and I'm kind of all over the place. I got some stuff in Georgia. I got some stuff in Florida, and I'm not at full power. I'm not at full capacity down here, so that impacted our show last week. The previous week, however, we had a big announcement that our podcast was now available on yet another platform, which was Spotify. Right. So just to update you guys, you can get a visual show with timestamps and you know, topics over our head and funny faces and all types of dope shit on YouTube. Anytime you want to see it, you can archive them joints, and every episode we've ever done has been there. We're also on SoundCloud. We're also on iTunes. We're also on Spotify, and we're also on.
He just took my job.
I just want them to know, LaParis, it is absolutely no reason for you to ever miss a podcast.
Word.
And you also need to be telling people if they like sports talk, especially if they like it with a little bit of an urban flavor, with no BS, no sugarcoating, and no biases, you need to be telling them about the Strong Arm Sports Podcast. I just want to let them know, LaParis. Now you.
And also review. Facts. Review
Facts.
and rate.
Facts.
That helps. Listen, man. We want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Strong Arm Sports. Y'all already know we bring y'all that heat every week. Cannot thank you guys enough. If you new here, bang the subscribe button. If you're a regular here, hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds. If you don't want to see two dudes arguing in a box, it's okay. We got audio podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, UPodOmatic, iTunes, Spotify. We everywhere. We everywhere. You should never miss a show. Cannot thank you guys enough. Y'all already know. Review. Rate the podcast. You guys been reviewing it on iTunes. Can't thank you guys enough. Cannot thank you guys enough for that. And leave your thoughts and about every topic that we talked about. Leave it in the comment section. Tweet us. Email us. We always talking sports on Twitter. Both of us. So we always ready to debate. Cannot thank you guys enough. We will see you guys next episode. We are out. Peace.